Dean, Seth, Roman, been my pleasure to have known you guys for a while now and worked with you down in the developmental territory in NXT. And seems a bit odd, though, to be conducting this interview tonight under these circumstances. It was 8 nights ago at Survivor Series. Many people say that you came
Many people. Who are these people? Michael, if you got a question to ask us, just ask.
Okay. Are you three working directly for WWE Champion CM Punk?
Nope.
Okay. So if you're not working for Punk, then why are you guys here?
Oh, that's the question, Michael. That's the question you should be asking. You see, we sat down in NXT and we saw things clearly. Crystal clear, actually. You see, everybody around here has to answer to the likes of the Vicky Guerreros and the Booker T's. And Vicky and Booker, they have to answer to the board of the directors. And the board of directors ultimately has to answer to the WWE Universe, the almighty WWE Universe. What is that, Michael? What is that? That's a popularity contest. And that's not right. That's wrong, Michael. We saw things heading in the wrong direction. We stepped in and righted those wrongs. Michael, we are a shield from injustice in WWE.
I mean, come on, guys. There's no denying that everything you've done so far has benefited CM Punk.
Michael, it's coincidence. Happenstance. You ever heard of it?
It's not about benefiting Punk. It's about right and wrong. CM Punk, the WWE Champion, was forced to defend his title in a triple threat match against 2 guys he had already defeated. That's wrong. So we stepped in. If it had been Ryback or Cena, we'd done the same thing. If Ryback was champion for 365 days and Punk tried to ruin his party, we would have intervened on Ryback's behalf. 365 days as champion in this era, that's a huge milestone. That should be celebrated, right?
Roman, I'd love to get your take on all this.
When I want to say something, I'll say it.
Look, Cole, we see what you're getting, okay? We hear everything you guys are saying. We read everything that's being written, okay? We know what you guys are thinking. Look, we're not renegades. We're not mercenaries. We're not the Nexus. If you're looking for the NWO, go buy the DVD. We're about principles. We're about honor. Where honor no longer exists, we're going to step in. It's like he said, we're a shield from injustice.
Yeah.
We're a shield from injustice. We are the shield.
Okay, so...
Hey, I got something to say. We've said enough. This interview's over, man.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
The Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey, holy yeah.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry.
It doesn't matter what your name is. Really? Yeah!
Hello and welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you, bringing all kinds of knowledge, discussion, and who knows what else here on the show. Always an interesting thing going on, to say the least. Yeah, we got lots of stuff to talk about. And this week, well, that's no exception, as we've seen the introduction of The Shield. And you heard the sit-down interview that Michael Cole had right there with the three individuals of The Shield: Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. I like what they did with Roman Reigns, kind of making him the kind of silent muscle of the group, as his promo skills obviously aren't quite up to par with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, and you don't need me to tell you that. That's kind of something that's blatantly obvious, to say the least. But kind of a rare week here in Pro Wrestling Weekly, in that we're not either coming out of or going right into a pay-per-view. There's a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather, and that's certainly a good thing. Always nice to let some things develop a little bit. It's a nice developmental week, and with the holidays coming along, I've actually been kind of waxing poetic about feeling kind of nostalgic, and I know a couple of other people actually have been right on board with me. Joseph on the Facebook feedback at WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly, he had noted actually last night he was watching WWE On Demand, and the good old primetime wrestling from the old WWF days back in September of '89. And he said he forgot what horrible feuds they'd given to Roddy Piper upon his less than stellar return at WrestleMania 5, and makes note of the Widowmaker. Said if not for personal stuff going down with the Wyndhams, that gimmick could have maybe had some juice, which certainly agree with that. Actually, earlier this week, enjoying a rare day off from work, I decided to pop in one of the old Survivor Series from back in the mid-'90s, and had some interesting kind of snarky reviews of that. I'll have to put that on the Facebook fan page. I'd put that on my own personal posting, and I don't know. We'll see. That might have to be something going forward, but something I wanted to kick around both this week and next, based on that waxing poetic and nostalgia and all that fun stuff, is I wanted to know if, let's say, and this is actually something I was thinking about doing, if you wanted to, let's say, get a bunch of friends together who maybe haven't watched wrestling in a while, or maybe some who have, or a little bit of both, and just kind of pop in an old DVD of one of the old pay-per-views from the glory days, I guess. And the glory days can be seen as a number of different things. It could be the Attitude Era. It could be from the Hulkamania years. It could be from that little in-between era that pretty much hardly anybody was watching, save for myself and about 10 other people in the mid-'90s. I mean, you could go a number of different ways with this, but what pay-per-view would you want to, gather some friends together and go back and watch, just to kind of wax nostalgia a little bit and enjoy some of the nostalgic things that are going on? So that's something I kind of want to pose out there for this week and next. And yeah, it's something I'm thinking about doing. Maybe having some people over for, I don't know, it could be a Rumble, it could be a SummerSlam, it could be a WrestleMania, it could be a Survivor Series. I mean, there's certainly a rich pay-per-view history, and not just WWE either. It could be, it could be a Starrcade, it could be a Bash at the Beach. I mean, there are so many, a Halloween Havoc maybe. I mean, so many different possibilities. I mean, I know there are a couple of ECW fans out there, so maybe it could be a November to Remember pay-per-view. I mean, just different thoughts and various ideas just kind of getting kicked around here. Plus, we've got some news and notes to let you know about a Raw coming up on its 20th birthday update. I'll let you know a little bit about that. We've got an Impact on the lottery update. And no, it has nothing to do with that big Powerball drawing that happened this past week. TNA might be reducing their pay-per-views for 2013. We'll definitely talk a little bit about that. Maven, he became a victim of storage, well, not necessarily storage wars, but something similar to that ilk. And also CM Punk, he's been busy, of course, talking a little bit of Walking Dead, as well as being involved in some of the Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving parade, of course, from a week and change ago. Didn't get really much of a chance to talk about that. We'll talk about the dreaded third hour of Monday Night Raw that continues to drive away viewers in droves. And it's getting to the point where they're starting to disappear into the six figures. We'll talk a little bit about that. And we lost one of the greats this past week. Dale Hay, who you might remember as Buddy Roberts of the Fabulous Freebirds, he passed away this past week at the age of 65. So that's unfortunate. I know we've there have been some words passed around, especially by Michael P.S. Hayes, probably the most noted of the group, and has done a lot of stuff. Most notably with the SmackDown crew as far as writing, at least until he had a little bit of we'll call it a racial altercation with Mark Henry a couple of years ago, but has obviously been very involved in the World Wrestling Federation as well as WWE, even going back to his Doc Hendricks days, which I saw a little bit of that this past week, kind of going back over the nostalgia. So I thought that was kind of interesting, to say the least. Also, got to let you know, coming up over the next couple of months, they're doing some great stuff over at George's Cards and Collectibles, man. They've got some great autograph signings and photo ops lined up. A third one that I just found out about not too long ago. Well, let me just run them down for you. They're all going to be at the New Falls Road location Saturday, January 5th. So we're looking a little over a month from now, right after the holidays. Nice time to stop on in from 1 to 3 p.m., so right after the show here, first show of 2013. Robbie E. and Rob Terry from TNA. They're both going to be right down the road here at New Falls Road. 2 weeks after that, Saturday, January 19th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So that's going to be one of those where you're going to have to wait in line and listen to me here on the air, as I'll be on from 12 to 1. But Hurricane Helms, that's right, coming all the way up from North Carolina. He'll be at the New Falls Road location, George's Cards and Collectibles, and just added Friday, March 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. the recently released WWE diva Kelly Kelly. That's right. She is going to be in the house, and I think tickets are going to go for that one, so you definitely want to get those ahead of time. For more information and to get those tickets, two ways. You can give them a call at 215-943-2475, or you can log on to georgescollectibles.com, and they'll go ahead and get you all set up. Now, something I wanted to go to real quick, going back to this past Monday on Raw. The developing feud with Sheamus and Big Show, of course, they're going to be facing off at TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, coming up in a couple weeks in a chairs match for Big Show's World Heavyweight Championship. And Sheamus, well, he had a little something to say after his match against Antonio Cesaro this past Monday on Raw. And Matt's got it here for you.
Hey, Show! If you bring that chair down here, you better bleed and use it. You know, I'm hearing what you've been saying. You've been telling everybody how you're going to be World Heavyweight Champion until you retire. Well, at TLC, I'd be happy to make your retirement a reality. Because all I have to hit you with 100 chair shots, that's exactly what I do to stop you leaving the building as World Heavyweight Champion. In the past, last week, actually, you told me that I was barbaric. Well, fella, when I get my hands in that chair you got in your hand, I'll show you exactly what barbaric is.
A 100 chair shots. Wow, I don't know. That's I certainly wouldn't want it. I don't even know if I could handle one chair shot, let alone 100. That should certainly be interesting. The lineup so far for TLC, 3 matches set up on the card. We've got Kofi Kingston and Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental title. That should certainly be a good one. The aforementioned chairs match between Big Show and Sheamus for the World Championship. And in a TLC match, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs for the WWE Championship, CM Punk defending against Ryback. So that should be interesting. In the next couple of weeks, we'll have to figure out. Looks like they're going to go in a direction of John Cena and Dolph Ziggler, although that hasn't officially been set yet. Is Damian Sandow, where is he going to be involved in the mix as he's waiting for his tag partner, Cody Rhodes, to convalesce and heal from his separated shoulder from that bad bump that he took during a taping a couple weeks ago. messed up his shoulder, trapezius. He's going to be out for a little bit. His return is indefinite. So we've got that to get to. Also got room for your calls, as well as a few things. We'll be on until 12:45. We've got what is presumed to be the one of the last, if not the last, rounds of high school football playoffs, as Nottingham will take on Long Branch. That'll go on at 12:45, but I'll be here with you until then. I believe next week we'll be back to the full hour that I know has eluded us for a little while as these playoffs have gone on. So it'll give more of an opportunity to kind of settle in, get back to things, get back to some semblance of normalcy, because I know it's been a hectic couple of months. And one of those ways that's occurred, well, I'll let you know more about that coming up on the other side. We've also got room for your calls as well. 215-949-3232. Toll free at 888-922-2149. Those are the ways to reach us. You can also, if you're a little afraid to hop on the phone and speak live, although you can hardly sound worse than I can. I know I say that all the time. But you can certainly chime in with some Facebook feedback. Of course, the Facebook group WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly. Go ahead and like us and go ahead and post on the wall. Give your comments, thoughts, and if they're entertaining or poignant enough, I'll read them out over the air, because that's how I do. Something like that. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly, or at least some train wreck that sounds kind of like it, here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.